Welcome to the NTSC 5 and 5 series where I, Ashwin Krishnan, host amazing CISOs on Standout in NTSec. Today's guest is Beth-Anne Bygum, SVP CISO at Q2 Holdings. We chat about what CISOs must do to mitigate the ransomware threat, how her CISO role has evolved over the past years, the biggest challenges the community of CISOs faced over these next coming years, and two personal questions. Hit play and watch on. So, Beth-Anne, the concept of ransomware continues to evolve. And what, in your mind, does a CISO need to do? A couple of things he or she needs to do to kind of stay ahead of the game.
Well, the key here is we're defending and we're battling at the code level. Like we are battling the actors clearly understand how to take advantage of weaknesses in code. And in order for us as security officers to advance and advance our defense and response tactics, it's really understanding where the weaknesses are in the code and how to help our engineers, our architects, and the people that we work with to develop software in a more secure, resilient manner. And that's going to be key for the next year to 2 years.
How has your role as a CISO evolved over the last 3 or 4 years?
Can I say it again? It's really understanding the impact on our defense level at the code level. Let me restate that. My role has changed. I've become even more technical. Even as we're watching changes in the threat landscape and the actors leverage the digital weaknesses across the digital landscape, it just means we have to be that much more fluent in technology. And I started my journey in the risk space and very quickly advanced. We assess risk in technology. So you have to be a technologist.
What's the biggest challenge both you and your community of CISOs face, let's say this year and in the coming years?
I think it's the changing perspective of accountability and how the regulators expect us to demonstrate due diligence in a way, both at the document, so defensible documentation, defensible thought process, and how we demonstrate that we've done all that we could to be resilient. That is changing real time.
And moving on to the personal side, if you look at your life thus far, what's one life regret you have? What would that be, if any?
One life regret is that I haven't, the work-life balance conversation is something that everybody talks about. I love to work, so I haven't necessarily had a challenge with that. But I think not taking more time for myself over the years is something that I regret.
And last question, what's the last book that you read that still is etched in memory, and what is the biggest takeaway?
Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outliers, it was the first time that I really understood my superpower, being dyslexic and having a learning disability, which made me lean more on active listening skills to solve problems, is something that I always thought was a weakness, but it turns out it actually is a power.
Awesome.